Shang Chi and the ring-a-ding-ding-dongs. That's right, let's do this. All right, it's your man Z here, and I just watched Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings on Disney Plus because I did not catch it in the theaters, and I just got some things I wanted to get off my chest about the ring-a-ding-ding-dongs. Okay, let me first start by, in Phase 4 of Marvel, right? I think I liked this the best. I may have liked WandaVision a little bit better, but this might be the one I like the best. And if you haven't seen any of my rants about some of the other Marvel stuff, you can catch them, some of them up here, at least a playlist of them. And you'll maybe see where I'm coming from. Now, don't hate on me. Don't hate the play. I hate the game. Now, I don't hate this movie. I do kind of like it, but it's really a tale of two movies, two halves of movie. I like the first half. The second half, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a movie struggle, not a Marvel movie struggle, with so much internal logic ever. I mean, it's the story of a young man trying to learn his place in the world, or a young man trying to reconcile with his father, or a young man trying to reconcile with his history, or a young man trying to reconcile with his friend, or a young man trying to battle ancient dragons and demons and things. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And let me talk about my number one pet peeve, right? Again, I'm saying I like this movie, but some things really irritated me, and I'm going to point them out. And maybe they'll irritate you too. First of all, the rings. Every stinking scene, the rings jingle, 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 and it drove me insane. I don't know why. I fixated on that. I just kept seeing the jingly rings, and I kept just being like, why? Why couldn't they just be, instead of bracelets, couldn't they just be rings? Like, for real, why did they have to be jingly jangly bracelets? I know you're afraid of doing Fu Manchu, because I know you think it's racist, and I know you don't want to do it like the manner. I don't know what you were thinking, but, and even like the effect of him like using the rings is kind of weird. Like, they're kind of like donuts that come back to you, like boomerangs. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. Okay, let's go to one of my other pet peeves, and these will be some spoilers. So, first half of the movie, kind of cool, globetrotting, things are going on. This guy's kind of rediscovering his past. It's all really cool. But nothing sets up and pays off. Like, literally, there's not one thing that sets up and pays off. As you can see in the trailer, there's a dude who trains him who, like, is brutal to Shang-Chi as he's training him. You'd think there'd be some sort of payoff for it in the end. Nah, you're wrong. There's no payoff. Guy just shows up in two other scenes and magically disappears. Not much payoff. The motivations for the father, this man who's lived for thousands of years, falls in love, has a family. You'd think it would pay off, like you would have hints of as to why he's so motivated to like think that his wife is still alive. Nah, don't worry about it. There's nothing in there. Voices are telling him to do stuff. Like, the guy's a great actor. You could have shown a lot more, or given like a little bit more of a thing. Like, I don't understand. I really did. I will say some of the acting, right? I thought the dad was amazing. Love that guy. Simu was. I felt like the writers are really what's the problem here. Not so much the performances. Like, because here he's kind of like this like cool, like, you know, he's like an upbeat kind of dude, but here he's also trying to justify his life of being like a killer. Like, what? But he doesn't come off as a killer, and it's like he's trying to be like kind of fun and quippy or whatever, and then all of a sudden it turns into not that. But then he's never really super serious or ever feels the weight of the deaths or anything like that. He's just trying to escape them. I don't know what they were trying to do with that. I also really don't understand what they were trying to accomplish with Katie. Like, Awkwafina, I guess, is okay, but like, there's zero chemistry between the two of them. Like, it was his like best friend, his girlfriend. They're like, why don't you ever get married? And I'm like, show me a reason why you think that they should be together. They didn't give us any reason. They just happen to be friends. And guess what? They did that because they were trying to entertain the China market because they did not want to show a relationship between the two of them. Because if you remember in The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon, they could not have a romantic relationship or else it wouldn't play in China. So guess what? They did it to you again. So anybody who's going to say that I'm a hater, guess what? You're wrong. It's really Marvel trying to twist your mind. They're trying to twist it there. Maybe Awkwafina and Simu have great chemistry, but they weren't allowed to show it on screen, and it's not my fault. It's your fault, Marvel, not the listeners. So anyway, I also have another gripe about dancing. Okay, it's one, I thought it was kind of an okay scene. They're, the dad is fighting the mom and they're doing like the crouching tiger, hidden dragon thing. And I thought that was cool. And, whatever, she's powerful. Somehow he knows how to get into the forest, but then he somehow forgets. I don't know. There's a magic forest with magic bamboo, completely unnecessary. They could have had an amazing story without that. And that's what I'm saying about the halves of two movies. Like when they go to that ancient village and they're talking about like whatever. Let me go back to the dancing, right? So you've got this dancing scene where their fighting is so like intense and beautiful that it almost turns into like a dance between the two of them. And that's, they're like, I could sense it was palpable, like there's like chemistry and that's the reason for the dancing, right? But then he does the same dancing with his dad. At the end of the movie, they do the sex dance. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Why are you doing the sex dance with your dad? It was a little weird. Didn't need it. Didn't understand it. Just like, why are you sex dancing with your dad? Like, what is going on here? CGI, right? Another thing. I heard it was good in the theater. Not so great when it came through. Like, I don't really understand. Final gripe. I have more, but I don't want to get crazy here because I'll just drive myself a little crazy. Maybe I'll have a couple more. But here's another big gripe. You have Katie, who's basically useless. And then you have his sister, who is as equally badass as him, if not whooping him in the beginning of the movie. Why would you leave her with the syndicate? And when Wong comes and is like, I need you, Shang Chi. You're a bad MFer, man. I need you with your 10 rings, your ball. Come with me. Bring Katie. Really? Bring Katie? You have your sister is like the baddest woman next to you. You could have 5 rings. She could have 5 rings. You'd be a dynamic duo. No, she's gonna stay and watch the underworld, and Katie's gonna come. Katie, the person with no skills, no discernible talents. She's not a superhero. She's not a trained killer. She's nothing. Like, what? Why? Who does this? Why do they do this? That irks me. I was just like, are you kidding me? Trying to think if there was. I like dragons, but like, come on. The whole CGI fight at the end was so like unnecessary. And they literally do nothing. They don't even let Shang-Chi do anything. The dragon's doing most of the work. Just get another dragon. If you wanted 2 dragons, it wouldn't be a problem. Hiding behind a wall, some mysterious, like, and then they describe like this whole futuristic city. And I was like, what is this? None of it. The internal logic just did not make sense, and it's a disservice to the characters and the actors and all of that when you get this, like, you're just trying to jam so much in. Seriously, I get the throwback to Trevor Slattery and Ben Kingsley, but what was he doing in this movie? Playing with a no-faced, butt-faced monster thing? I don't understand. How could he even talk to the thing? I don't know. Nobody knows. Stuff just happens here. Nobody knows. The dad can get into the magic forest, and then he can't get in the magic forest because he needs the magic MacGuffin-wuffas, right? He gets the magic MacGuffins, the two jewels. Did he need the kids? Didn't need the kids. Wanted to rebuild the family, but they didn't do a real good job of selling it, so I don't know. Again, just needed to blow off some steam about this movie. I did genuinely. I really liked. I thought the whole build up to the bus scene. Like, I thought it was well paced. I thought like even the driving sequences were kind of cool. I could almost forgive a lot of it because at the very end they're telling the story to her sister or whoever that couple is, and they're the narrators, so maybe they're like unreliable narrators. I don't know. They didn't really do a good job of selling that whole bit, but I thought that was kind of amusing. And like I said, it was a good concept, good ideas. They didn't do enough to prove that Shang Chi was good at beating up people. Or like, I thought this is literally the last thing I'm gonna say. I thought it would have been cooler if you would have saw that he had difficulty restraining his violence. Like, he was a trained killer since he was like the age of 4 or 6 or whatever age he was, and the dude just couldn't contain himself, and he would slip up and make mistakes. Even on the bus, maybe he went too far, like breaking some dude's arm when he didn't need to. Like, show that little bit of anger there, but they didn't want to do that, and I don't know why. So, again, enjoyable movie, likable enough. One of the weaker MCU movies, one of the better of Phase 4, because Phase 4, as far as I'm concerned, stinks. Absolutely terrible. But again, I'm hating it because I want better. I would see more Shang-Chi. Let's see more of them, but let's get some good writers, like people who can actually give him like something to chew on, some dialogue. You're wasting like good actors. So anyway, if you like this and more, please subscribe to our channel here. We would love to see you subscribe. Perhaps we have earned it today. And you can also check out our full-length audio podcast, which you can catch anywhere: Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes. You got them anywhere you want. We're there. So thank you so much. We love y'all. And I'm on to the next one.